Hello everybody, this is Iced Blood. Welcome back to Resident Evil 4. This one took a long time to get out because, well, some recording mishaps, some lost footage, etc. I had to start up my test file again and get caught back up. And I found a couple things while I was doing that. A couple documents. Lewis's memo was one of them. There are some parasites that have the ability to control their hosts. It's basic knowledge among biologists, but not much is known as to how the parasites do it. Interesting. Studying these parasites specifically might reveal some clues as to how the powers of the Las Plagas work, and perhaps provide more insight on the victims of the Las Plagas, the Los Ganados. So apparently the cultists are that too. Here is a list of some parasites that have the ability to manipulate the behavioral patterns of their host. Let's see, Dicrosolium. Once the larvae of this parasite migrates to the ant's esophagus, it alters the behavior of the ant. When the temperature drops in the evening, the infected ant climbs to the top of a plant and climbs onto a leaf using its mandible. It stays there, immobile, until the next morning, placing the ant where it's most vulnerable to be eaten by a browsing herbivore, such as sheep. One could conclude that the parasite's manipulating the host behavior to make its way into the body of its definitive host. Galactosomum. The larvae of this parasite makes its home inside the brain of a fish, such as the yellowtail and the parrot bass. Once infected, the fish make their way up to the water's surface, where they'll swim until eaten by seabirds. Once again, this peculiar behavior can only be explained by the parasite's desire to get into the bodies of the seabirds. Leucochloridium. This parasite's sporocysts develop in a snail's tentacles. The sporocysts are vivid in color and pulsate continually, somewhat like a worm. Surprisingly, the infected snail makes its way to the top of a plant where it's more visible to the eyes of birds, therefore more likely to be eaten. Once eaten by a bird, the parasite will complete its metamorphosis into an adult. Okay, so with this document, we get an idea of what the plagas are. Now, I mentioned the female intruder last time. This is what I was referring to. There seems to be a female intruder among us. Ada. We believe she's connected with Sarah. We also believe that she was the one who removed the egg injected into Sarah before it hatched. She may have had him retrieve the sample before the American agent's arrival. It's obvious that her objective is the sample. We must get to her before she's able to re-establish contact with Sarah. There's also reason to believe that she's working for somebody. We need her alive for interrogation. The female should be able to answer all our questions. After we've captured her, Sarah will no longer be of any concern. As long as we retrieve the sample, you may dispose of him as you see fit. Well, we already saw Lord Sadler handle that in a very phallic manner last episode, didn't we? So, that's what I found while I was replaying the game to get back up to this point, and I also managed to save quite a bit more ammunition and such things, so it was actually worthwhile, generally speaking. Pick up a couple things, and eventually we'll get to Ashley. I can hear you. Hold on. So that first document gave us a little bit of insight as to what differentiates... I was talking, Ashley. Hold on. What differentiates the plaga from the T-virus and the G-virus and various other viruses in the series so far, which have been primarily to do with zombies and resurrection and all that. These are parasites. It's not viral. That's the chief difference. And thanks to Lewis's memo, we get an idea of exactly how it's supposed to work. Well, not exactly, but close enough. Really? Just... Anyway, okay, Ashley's free! Yay! Rejoice!
Talk about near-death experience.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You ran right into it. Okay, now this is the fun part. we have to protect Ashley from up here. Because, as you can see, every one of these cultists is going to try and grab her. And there is a door that they will reach. And the game will end if we allow them that far. The thing is, we want to get these guys before they get hold of Ashley, because from this vantage point, it's very easy to hit her by mistake if they're carrying her. Because you may have noticed when the cultists decide they want to grab Ashley, they usually hold her on their shoulder. Apparently she's very light, or the cultists are very strong. Don't kill me. That's just rude. Okay, so obviously, dude in the red robe, he's the one we want. That's lovely. Okay, he's not dying, and I just got shot again, and Ashley's being carried away toward the door. Okay, there we go. Mr. Red Robe is running around in random circles. Take him down. Thankfully, these guys don't seem to have any plagas inside them, so one shot is enough to take care of them if we hit the head. Might take two if we end up hitting the back. Alright, let's get Leon patched up a bit. You know, I do have to wonder what those herbs do. Is it like, do you chew them to dull pain, or... And there you have a fine example of what I was talking about. We shot Ashley in the leg, and she died. Doesn't that just figure? It took me a few times to do this. And as you can see, considering every time I gathered all those things, and then did that whole rigmarole, well, it took a long time. I'm not going to regale you with everything. Let's just move on to the successful attempt, shall we? Yes, cogerlo, I understand. You guys know very few words. Spanish is your native language, isn't it? But, of course, they're infected, so I suppose we can't expect them to be all that intelligent. They seem to be smart enough to handle Ashley, though.
The door's locked. I can't open it.
Mátalo. Okay, I will. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we want to kill that guy because he will drop a key that Ashley needs. Yes. Well, I can't do anything until he gets into my scope here. Alright, best to aim for the legs. Do not try for headshots with Ashley on the shoulder, because as you saw, one hit to the leg is enough to kill her. Because that makes perfect sense. Mine's better. Okay. Actually does make it a little easier, the fact that she defaults to that position in the center of the room as soon as she gets scared. Alright.
I got the key. I can get out.
Now, she's gonna head over to the door, now that she has the key, and we will enter a very special part of the game. We get to play as Ashley Graham. Yay! Okay. Save now that we've passed that part. I believe it took me 4 or 5 tries. Not fun. But in this section, we have no weapons. There are certain obstacles that we can use to our advantage, but we have no gun, no knife, no nothing. We are effectively defenseless. So, it's a very interesting bit of stealth horror play. That is basically all we have. The funny thing is, Ashley might be weak, and certainly she squeals a lot, but as you saw there, she has really good aim. Why she hasn't been taught to shoot is far beyond me. And she hit that cultist with that lamp very easily. Granted, that's just a mechanical thing. No matter where a cultist is, if you grab one of those lamps, there are a bunch of them in this area. She will automatically aim at the nearest cultist, and it will engulf him. It's very handy little trick. She looks very awkward, cranking those levers. Okay, let's toss another one. I forget if there's actually a range, like a distance, that they have to be near you to be able to use the lamps like that. I don't think there is. I think, you know, the rooms are small enough that range doesn't really come into it, but either way. Okay. So let's handle that. Throw another one. That's slightly morbid, but okay. We got some money. Now we go down the hallway. Ooh, red herb. Sweet. Alright. Now what is in here? Spinal. This is actually the way out. Not in that drawer. It's just some handgun bullets. You'll see what I mean later. For now, let's look at the butler's memo. Knowing that Senor Ramon Salazar had no family, Lord Sadler must have used his strong faith in the Los Iluminados to his advantage to talk Senor Salazar into undoing the seal of the Las Plagas once done by his ancestor. Senor Salazar would never do such a thing unless he was in some way being used unknowingly. I should have sensed the Lord's dirty scheme sooner. I feel I'm partly responsible for all of this. I have no idea as to what the Lord is planning, but Senor Salazar was just being used. It is too late now, however. Senor Salazar's already taken the plaga into his body. That explains some things. There is no turning back once the plaga has turned into an adult in the body. The plaga parasite will not die unless the host dies. There is no cure. Perhaps Senor Salazar may have been vaguely aware of the Lord's plan all along, but it's hard to tell. Nevertheless, there's nothing I can do about it now. I've served the Salazar family for generations. I'm prepared to continue my services until the very end. Well, that's noble. Somewhat creepy. Begs the question, we've seen Salazar with his two, like, plaga guards. I wonder if one of them is the butler. There we have the green herb. Okay, sweet. Now, this area, we need to find some buttons. There's one. Alright. Now, oh, we also need this. Stone tablet. Now, let's look around. Okay, we got that one. Let's just press it again, just to make doubly sure. Now, where's... Oh, there it is. Okay. Now then, we need to find another switch that's behind this bookshelf. And there we go. That's actually all we need to do here. There's no enemies, just that little tiny puzzle. Ooh, money, yay. Where is she keeping the chest of coins? Just saying, Leon's got like some supplies. He's basically got like a utility belt. He's like Batman or something. But Ashley just has, well, nothing. She's... Where... Never mind. We are not questioning the logic of the game. According to her inventory screen, which you can access, she has an attaché case, just like Leon does. Alright. Now this puzzle is relatively simple. Of course, wish I'd known that. Let's see. Wait. No. That way, 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 that way. There we go. Okay, so basically move the one in the middle left. You move that one into the center, and then move all the other pieces clockwise. And then you add the last piece. It gives us, I think that's Salazar's coat of arms, and it opens up this doorway. Now, first off, we'll get the gold bangle, but that's not the main thing we need. This is the main thing we need. Salazar family insignia, as well as treasure chest. It's like Zelda. Ooh, the serpent ornament. Yay. Okay. Now then. Uh-oh. Haunted armor. Feel like I'm in a very dark and gothic version of Full Metal Alchemist here. Okay. Pretty easy to avoid those. Take care with these ones, though. That really count as a dodge. Oh well. Graceful, Ashley. Very graceful. Now, we need to go back into the room where we found the butler's memo, and we can use the Salazar family insignia to unlock the exit. So, there we go. It's right in here. So, we, first we check for anything new. Nope, nothing. We will put the Salazar family insignia into that round indentation, and now we can turn the dais. And there is a ladder. Who built this castle? I bet Salazar is one of those types, granted it was probably his ancestor, who'd like hire somebody to create this castle and then kill him when it's finished so nobody knows about all the secrets. They used to do that all the time, right? If they didn't, they should have. It's a brilliant plan. Okay, door is unlocked, and
Leon!
Ashley,
oh, we're reunited! Yay!
you did good.
I'm sorry if I was...
Oh, don't worry about it. Come on, let's move on.
And that's the end of the shortest chapter in the game. We're going to cut this off here. So drop a like and a comment, all that jazz, and make sure to subscribe so you know when you'll see the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.